Hey everybody, it's me, Brad Comgenic, back with a very special message this time in my Let's Talk About God series. So recently, um, I I was completely touched by something that I happened to see on television, nonetheless. So for my entire life, it seems, since the show's on has been on for 40 like 8 seasons now. The show Survivor was on, and I hadn't watched it in a really, really, really long time. It's a little bit about backstabbing and lying and this and that. It's just something you kind of turn on when you're trying to have a mindless watch of something, right? That you enjoy watching, but at the end of the day, you know, you put it on, and the best that you're hoping for is to see something that touches you in some way or moves you in some way or maybe a good gameplay thing or something, but it's just Survivor. Um, but I saw something that I had to come and talk about. Why? Well, it gave me hope for humanity. It's a story that I'm going to call Joe and Eva. So let me set the story for you here. This is season 48 of the show Survivor. And if you've never seen Survivor before, you've been living under a rock. Everybody kind of knows about Survivor. In the beginning of the series, there were typically like people were broken up into two tribes, and you stayed on those tribes, and that was it. And you played the game, and each week people were voted out, and you lied, cheated, stole, backstabbed, got these immunity idols, and last person here wins $1 million. And really, it's about money, and seeing how you can get one over on each other in the long run, right? That's what Survivor's been about literally forever. And it's just kind of a mindless watch. You turn it on after the end of a long day, and you're just happy to have something on that you don't have to worry about or watch. But my son told me, he said, you have to watch this particular couple of episodes of this season because it's going to move you, if not change you. So as I was watching the beginning of this season, I was introduced to a young lady in the show named Eva, very young, and Eva was on the autism spectrum. Now, you would not expect someone on the autism spectrum to be on Survivor. You just would not. This is a game where you have to be in tune with social cues that people are giving you. You have to be able to tell when someone's acting shady or lying to you. And that's just not something that people on the autistic spectrum, they struggle with. It's not something they can't do, but it's certainly something that they struggle with a lot. Not only that, but people on the autism spectrum can have what they call episodes. And if they get too overstimulated, they will just lose it. They'll lose where they're at. They can scream, they can get violent to themselves, and it's really bad. If you or maybe someone you know or love, or maybe you've seen it otherwise, have ever seen someone that is on the autistic spectrum, well, your heart goes out to them immediately and you love them. They just want to function like we do, but there's just something wrong in the wiring, right? Well, so with this Eva on here, I was like, well, certainly she'll be clearly be one of the first people like voted out because people will take advantage of her, or they'll see that they can take advantage of her and try to like manipulate her and ride her to the very end of the show. So it was going to be an interesting experiment for sure. But as I began to watch, I grew more and more fond of her and her braveness, just her outright braveness for bravery, for being wanting to try something different. Eva told a story that her parents early on had told her, well, I guess this is kind of your fate, and the best you could possibly do is maybe marry somebody else who has autism or is on the spectrum, and that way somebody might understand you. But then they saw something different in Eva. and they saw that she wasn't a quitter and she didn't see this as a disability. She wanted to do more with life. So they empowered her in every way that they could. And when it came time to even try out for Survivor, they were gung ho about it. And sure enough, she was selected. So she got on a tribe initially with a guy named Joe. And he was kind of an older fella, a fireman. And he was just really, really likable. He was one of the few people that said he just wanted to try to play this game with integrity, not lie, not backstab, not cheat, but instead just see can you possibly win this game by being like human, right? So she felt so comfortable around him. He was the only person she told that she was on the autistic spectrum. And then she told him that, these are the things that happened to me, and I can't tell when people are lying to me. And also, if you ever see me like wringing my hands or holding myself and shaking, I could really just use you to come up and grab my hands and look at me and just tell me to breathe and tell me everything will be all right. And then I can snap out of it. So with these two, on a tribe, a team together, they set off to play the game. But very shortly, a couple episodes in, there was a shakeup in the tribes, and she was put on another tribe, and Joe was put on another tribe, and there was even a third tribe that all of these people were broken up into. And they began to play this game that was kind of a physical game, but it ended in one of these puzzles that you have to get a ball through a maze and get it into a hole. So here, let me show you. This is it. And this is Eva at the table right there. And her other tribe members are watching. Remember, they don't know she has autism. They don't have any idea, but they see her struggling with this over and over and over again. So she actually stepped away from it for a few moments and tried to kind of regain her composure and let the other people go. You'll see each person had to be in charge of getting a ball in there, and the other three people have done theirs. And Eva's doing hers, but the other tribes are doing theirs as well. And it's getting down to the fact that one other tribe has already finished. And if they don't finish here, they're going to lose. So it's a lot of pressure on Eva. I mean, just a ton of pressure. And you can watch moment by moment by moment that this starts to affect her. And it begins to overstimulate her in such a dramatic way that she gets frustrated. Look at that look on her face. I mean, it's terrible. It was terrible to watch. It was terrible to see her go through that. But, again, she pushed herself. She pushed herself to want to go out and do this. So you can't help but root for her. You can't help but say, gosh, I want her to succeed, right? I want her to get through this and push through it. But the harder she tried, the worse things got. And Joe just wasn't there on her tribe. And her other tribe didn't know. Her other tribe members didn't know what was going on. But then all of a sudden, the camera panned over to Joe. And he's watching her play. And you can tell how much it hurts him to see her struggle. And you don't see this. Sorry. You don't see this in this game at all. No one ever really does that for one another. Like much less anyone on the autistic spectrum, right? They're just treated so poorly. So he's watching her struggle, and he knows two things. He's on another tribe. You can see his tribe members around him. They're all happy because they're winning. And they're wondering why he's looking over at her. Why do you care what happens to her? She needs to fail. I mean, why do you want to throw your $1 million chance away to help someone else on another tribe? And friends, it just got worse and worse and worse for poor Eva. She kept trying and nothing was happening. Nothing good could happen. It was a dexterity thing, and the more she was shaking, the ball wouldn't go where she needed it to, and it was terrible. It was terrible to watch. You really just wanted her to succeed because she was trying something that no one else would, right? Well, Joe kept watching, and his tribe members knew something was up. They knew he would not take his eyes off of her and what was going on. And she kept struggling and struggling, and finally Joe had had enough. And he broke down and he talked to her. He said, "Breathe, sis. You can do this. Just breathe. Remember what you told me to tell you, to breathe. Can just kind of take it easy, focus. You'll be okay." And then he told her, "You're in a safe place." And then finally, she got it. She got the puzzle, and her tribe members got around her, but she's screaming right now. She's screaming because the overstimulation was too much. I mean, yes, she did get the puzzle, but she was lost in this moment, and these people around her only made it worse. It got bad. It got bad quickly, and you wondered what was going to happen next. Well, what happened next was Joe came and he got a hold of her, and he remembered to hold her hands and tell her everything was going to be okay. You're in a safe place. You did well. You got through and you won. And it was amazing. It was amazing to see. In that moment, Joe didn't care about $1,000,000. He didn't care about his tribe. All he cared about was, there's a human over there that's hurting, and I know how to help. And I am going to do that. I am going to help. And Joe told her, remember, I love you, and you're in a safe place, and you can do this. And it just gave me hope for humanity again. That there are people out there that, regardless of the circumstances that are around them, whether $1,000,000 is on the line or nothing, that you can help other people. Especially people who are going so far out of their comfort zone when everyone's told them that you cannot do these things, that he would help, that he would be there for her, that he would risk everything that he went there for, probably quitting his job to be on a show that you have to be gone for a month for, giving up his own game for this girl who trusted him so much and told him her secret. He empowered her so much in that moment. Just easy and slow your breath. That after she was done and she regrounded again and calmed herself, Jeff Probst, who runs the show, came out and said, "Do you want to talk about this?" And she said, "Yes. He has just given me enough confidence in myself to tell absolutely everyone that I'm on the autistic spectrum. You can use that against me if you choose. I won't know if you're lying to me. I have no idea. But Joe gave me hope." And friends, that's all we can ask for. I've watched this show pretty much every season, and I've never seen Jeff break down in tears before like that, like I did and am now. Because you don't see this anymore in our world. We're the people that care. We're the people that you can talk to and tell them your issues and you won't be judged. Where are the people who would put others ahead of themselves? Friends, they're out there. One of them is named Joe. They're waiting for you in your struggles to call out to them. And also, this was a wonderful reminder that God can take the great I am, can take your worst weaknesses, something like the autistic spectrum, or maybe you're an introvert, or whatever your problem is, not problem, whatever your issue is that you're facing, right? Because they're really not problems at the end, like Eva shows us. He's waiting for you to trust. Trust him, and then he'll bring the Joes into your world. This is such a bleak world. It seems that the bad guys always win. It seems that sometimes nobody cares. It seems that the hurts you're going through are only your hurts, and no one else could possibly understand. But if you share, if you bother to even tell someone, they just might throw everything out the window and come and tell you it's okay. Just breathe. You're in a safe place, and you are loved. Friends, this was a message I couldn't not share. I hope it brings you hope like it did me. I'll rewatch this over and over and over again, particularly in the times when I need it. I hope you will too. Survivor's a dumb little show. But sometimes it's things like this God gives you when you need it. So I hope this will always be here for you, that you can come back to it in your times when you know you need a Joe. But also, friends, remember, you can be Eva as well. If you've got a hurt, tell someone. Don't hold it in. If you've got a struggle, tell someone. Don't try to fight it yourself. And above all, bring the great I am, God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit, right into your world. And he promises you that very soon after, Joe will show up for you, and he'll comfort you and love you. Friends, I hope you have just an amazing day. I hope this was uplifting to you. And please, more than anything, would you share this with others? I know I couldn't help but share. I hope you will too. God bless you.